Hey there, Earth signs. Riverika here, reporting for duty on a trigger. Thank you so much for shuffling states of emergency into adoption spirit magic with me and steering clear of danger. Heartily, we are grateful. In this session, we are exploring what may assist you moving through July 2023, minding your business in the highest love and light. But before that, some disclaimers. I'm not a doctor, lawyer, therapist. I'm a fortune teller, so what I offer is no substitute for their services. Furthermore, what I share does not determine your future, only your intentions and actions do. So please use your gifts of discernment before deciding what to gather and take away. And of course, take only what resonates and blow like a kiss the rest to the universe for cosmic composting into beauty. This reading is intended for fun and games, for shits and giggles, for entertainment, for flexing our heart, mind, body, soul, spirit, emotion, intuition, and at the least, I hope to cause harm to none, and at the most, I hope I may assist you on your healing path. All that said, Earth signs, thank you so much for being here and holding love in your heart. So only love we shall see, and helping me clear the space and stream it in grace to replace as I shake this egg. And Earth signs, you are whole, full, powerful, loving, spiritual beings, and so am I. And we thank your source, spirit team, angels, galaxy guides, ancestors, saints, sages, gods, goddesses, universes here for the highest love and light as well as mine. And we thank your source and my source for immediately shifting the situations into what they need to be, offering necessary insights, healings, acts of grace, protection. Heartily, we are grateful. There is much interesting astrology happening. I mean, I hesitate to use the word always never, but in astrology it seems like, oh my God, almost always. So, you may enjoy tapping into your preferred astrologers to help enhance this reading, air signs. And we are also reading from the Paragrams by Paramahansa Yogananda. And Paramahansa Yogananda created the Self-Realization Fellowship and that legacy he has left online. And there's also temples in LA and around the world that you can tune into for yourself. And if you enjoy reading your own cards, you may procure these paragrams that we're using today from those different locations. So I shall try to remember to leave that information in the description. And I also wanted to share that I am prohibited from transcribing these cards in these transmissions. So that's another reason I enjoy sharing about Paramahansa Yogananda and the Self-Realization Fellowship with you. You may have already read his autobiography of a yogi, or you may have partaken of his courses in the comfort of your own home at a very affordable price. I'm not benefiting from this. I have just partaken myself and enjoyed and share, as you may as well, and maybe not, right? We're all different psychosocial science experiments, and what works for you may be different than me, so I enjoy offering invitations to explore more what resonates with you to help make this reading more meaningful for you, right? So let us jump in, and starting with Virgo. Virgo, what may assist Virgo minding their business in the highest love and light this July 2023? We are looking for one card. There it is. Intuition. Intuition is the discriminative faculty that enables you to decide which of two lines of reasoning is right. Perfect intuition makes you a master of all knowledge. Your will and intuition should go hand in hand. A person with a strong will usually has an active intuitional power. You should develop the latent intuitive faculty. It can grow only through meditation. Do not make the unimportant things important, nor concentrate on trifles at the expense of vital matters, or you will hamper your progress. Impulsive actions that are not in keeping with one's real duties are undesirable. Let soul intuition guide your thinking, and then proceed confidently in any undertaking. Wow, Virgo. And as I was reading that, I was called to remind you to keep tuning into yourself, and if there is a guilt and shame card that is coming up, perhaps when you hear the word should, you may flip that over to see compassion, forgiveness, understanding for yourself and others, and you may flesh out that card to suit you as well, obviously. But just to be really attentive and discerning of those lower vibrational energies, especially if you, well, not especially, just in general, and we are at different stages of that, I have seen. So as you move forward in your experiences, shift happens. So just keep taking sweet care of yourself, Virgo. Just be super gentle. And when you can't be gentle, that's maybe also perhaps a white flag to tag out and tend to yourself. Hydrate, rest, Epsom salt bath, walk in nature, sing a song, you fill in the blank. How you may play through that, honoring yourself in the highest love and light. And so intuition may help you move through July in the highest love and light, minding your business, Virgo. And that is what I am seeing for you in this reading. Thank you so much for helping us breathe life into adoption spirit magic. Heartily, we are grateful. Ciao for now. We love you all. Hey, Capricorn. River here. And let's jump right in and see what may assist you minding your business in the highest love and light. Well, there it is. Loyalty. Capricorn. Interesting. So already you may just intuitively know where you sit with that at this point in your journey, and perhaps you've seen a great shift over your life, and or perhaps you're more at one end of the pendulum swing than the other. Yes, I said swing. Isn't that funny? So let's see what Paramahansa says about this loyalty to help us expand our awareness and our love of what is all that omnipresent, that infinite intelligence, however you call God. And the card says, God is equally present in all, but in the heart of the spiritually minded, loyal person who thinks only of him, capital H, God, capital G, is most definitely expressed. God is the secret of all mental power, peace, and prosperity. He is the real source of all that is desirable in life. Through your loyalty to God, you can establish your oneness with him, capital H, capital G. for God, capital H for him. Realize your soul's perfection. Be loyal, as loyalty attracts divine attention, capital D and capital A for divine attention. When the storms of life gather and the waves of trial buffet you, guide the boat of your life safely to the divine shores by realizing his omnipresence, and his is capitalized. Capricorn, loyalty. What a beautiful gift of a different perspective of loyalty to meditate upon in this month of July and over the next year until next July, or over the next couple cycles. You know how life plays out like that, right? You are more than welcome to return to this reading to help yourself embody or flex or enhance however you see fit, and leaning into God, however you call God, just trusting in God, having faith in God, however you call God, and also that notion that this is something for every human being. Beautiful, beautiful Capricorn. And I hope that assists you moving through this July 2023 in the highest love and light. Thank you so much for helping us breathe life into adoption spirit magic. Heartily, we are grateful. Until next time, ciao for now. We love you all. Hey Taurus, River here. Let's jump right into it and see what may assist you minding your business in the highest love and light as we move through this July 2023. Taurus, so strong. Whoa. That was 5 cards. All right, we're taking them. You know, it's like a handful. Are you ready? So we have charity, accomplishment, cheerfulness, magnetism, and resourcefulness. So charity. Charity is born of sympathy. By sympathy, a quality of omnipresence, capital O, a person may transfer his consciousness to that within suffering men, and experience as his own their griefs and limitations. It is then that the charitable desire to offer help springs forth. Selfishness cramps the omnipresent soul in a miserable prison of limiting material desires. You should desire salvation so that you may give it to everyone else. You should desire to drink God's nectar of bliss so that you may share it with all. That is true charity. Wow, powerful start. Powerful start, Taurus. And I'm reminded as I'm reading that to, if guilt and shame pops up for you, that guilt and shame card that we all are dealt as we adopt new life after loss. If that guilt and shame card pops up for you as you hear the should, you may flip that to see compassion, forgiveness, and understanding, and you fill in the blank. You can add to that and flesh that out. But to invite you to release that guilt and shame, as that's one of the lower vibrations and prevents us from moving forward in our highest love and light at times, as you may have experienced, as I have experienced, I know, but that may be also something to keep in mind. So charity. Then we have accomplishment. Efficiency that leads to success is developed through concentration and meditation. The unlimited creative principle, capital C, capital P, creative principle, within you is the source of all art and wisdom. When you want to create something important, sit quietly and meditate deeply upon it. You will be guided by the creative spirit, capital S, but you should also exercise determination in accomplishing your objective. Awaken initiative, which is the creative faculty within you, a spark from the divine creator, capital C for creator. You must do something which will show that God's, capital G, creative principle is active within you. With unflinching steadiness, go forward on your path, knowing that the infinite power, capital I, capital P, infinite power, sustains you. And I'm called to remind you, of course, be aware of where you are on the continuum. Are you beginner? Do you have your hiking shoes on? Are you prepared? Have you been in training, right? So be aware of your path and your level of expertise, or perhaps you're a beginner or you're somewhere in between. So just because somebody tells you to move forward doesn't always necessarily mean that's the case. Please use your gifts of discernment, of course. I'm just called to remind you. And that is such a gift within you to know what is correct for you as you move forward on your path. And also, what a gift to know that you have that spark from the divine creator, and that you get to demonstrate that somehow. You get to decide. That's so fun. So that's accomplishment. Oh my God, I could go on and on. So if you would appreciate going on in the comments about this accomplishment, it's so inspiring. Feel free to add your thoughts. The next card, cheerfulness. Cheerfulness consists principally in the attitude of the mind, and it is conditioned only incidentally by outside factors. I'm being called to share about the 16 Habits of Mind by Art Costa and Bina Kalik. It's a 4-part series that you can read in a book or perhaps different forms at this juncture. So that first line reminded me of that. The second line, I'll continue, carry on. Your happiness need not die, stricken by poverty, sickness, or sorrow. Realize that enough hidden strengths lie within you to overcome all obstacles and temptations. Bring forth that indomitable power and energy by being cheerful at all times, in spite of your circumstances. Only when you lose your mental balance are you vulnerable to suffering. If you are burned by the fire of difficulties, apply the salve of cheerfulness until your inner balance and peace are restored. Cheerfulness. And I'm being called to remind us all who have swept under the carpet. Perhaps it's been the gypsy myths, perhaps it's been the adoption fairy tales, perhaps it's been the patriarchy, the matriarchy, just the amygdala, grief-struck by loss, authoritative, fearful, cycling, fight, flight, freeze, fuck, fawn. You fill in the blank. So again, use your gifts of discernment and not to sweep under the carpet. There's a time and the place. You can play your cards and you can set aside your time to work on these things. But in the meantime, you can practice this cheerfulness and take that as it resonates. I'm hoping that made sense. Magnetism, the next card. Taurus, this is so fun. Magnetism. Spiritual magnetism is a drawing, uplifting, expanding power. It is a quality of the spirit, capital S. By soul magnetism, the spiritual magnetism is man. A person draws, By the soul magnetism, the spiritual magnetism in man, a person draws to himself friends and desired objects and acquires profound knowledge. You should strive for that magnetic power which has limitless range and depth. You can develop spiritual magnetism by deep meditation upon Aum, A-U-M, Amen, the word, capital A for Amen, capital W for word, and God. I'm going to read that sentence again. You can develop spiritual magnetism by deep meditation upon Aum and God. Through its divine power, you can accomplish in your life the materialization of all your constructive ambitions. God's magnetic drawing power is in you. If you radiate love and goodwill to others, you will open the channel for God's love to come to you. Through meditation and service to mankind, you will develop divine love, the magnet that draws to you all good. And I'm being called to invite you to consider what good means in your culture, how you may describe that, and also God, capital G, how you would express God in your culture to help make this reading more meaningful to you, and also reminding you if those shoulds are bringing up the guilt and shame card, to give you permission to flip it and play the forgiveness, the compassion, the understanding to yourself and others. And you can add other descriptors that feel relevant to you. But we want to steer away from that guilt and shame as much as possible, as it is a lower vibration that may block us from moving into our higher selves, or wherever it is we are wanting to go, the dreams we have in our minds that we are wanting to put onto this earth. And so to just use your discernment when you hear that should, and to, if it is bringing up that guilt and shame, to give you permission to flip the card, to see that forgiveness, understanding, compassion, and suss through these suss through these cards to make them more meaningful to you, and nonviolent to make them peaceful, to make them joyful as you are on this healing path, stepping away from the fight, flight, freeze, fuck, fawn cycles, adopting success for yourself and for everybody else on your path. So the last card, Taurus, resourcefulness. Oh, I know you love this, Taurus. In exercising your natural resourcefulness, you must be sure to cultivate the right desires. To foster wrong ambition is just as bad as to remain lethargic in passive content. I'm not sure I said that right. I'm not sure if I was supposed to say content instead of content. But will and action are not the first steps. Pray to God, capital G, first, for He, capital H, is your greatest resource, capital R. When the superconscious mind contacts God, it is sure of success because it is attuned to His, capital H, unlimited power. Through prayer and meditation, you will know that you are His divine child, capital H for His, and as His, capital H, child, you can attract at will what you need at any time, anywhere. Resourcefulness. Wow, Taurus. So again, I invite you to consider how to express God in your culture, and the other bits, greatest resource, good, greatest, right desires, wrong ambition, bad. How might you describe those in your culture fairly, relevantly, accurately, and to help flex that even more. Wow, Taurus. I hope this helps you move along your healing path in the month of July. Thank you so much for helping us breathe life into Adoption Spirit Magic. Heartily, we are grateful. Until next time, ciao for now. We love you all.